Hello, friends. This is Eric the Mic Control Guy. Down here in my library. I just got home from work. It's Tuesday, but today's my Friday. Worked 5 days. I've had a pretty long week on the road. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be on Dark Outpost. And this last time I was on, last Wednesday, I didn't get a chance to do what I wanted to do. But anyway, I wanted to read something to you. My granddad wrote this many years ago. My granddad was a World War II vet. He was in the Seabees. And he was very well read. Quite the poet. Born back in the earlier part of the last century. He wrote all kinds of things. And I'm looking for a particular picture here. When he was in the Navy, when he was during World War II. This is my granddad. H.R. Frazier, but he always went by Reese. That's him. Anyway, I'm going to read something that he wrote. And anyway, during World War II, it was in a publication that came out during the war. It was called The Country Bard. It came out, it was on the front cover in 1942. And then in 1944, it was in the New York Herald Tribune, back in those days. Now in here, Granddad mentioned something called the Stuka. Apparently back in those days, the Stuka, it says here, was a German dive bomber. Many Stukas were fitted with sirens that produced a terrifying scream as the airplane dove out of the sky. So keep that in mind. This is what Granddad wrote. It's called We Are the Dead. And I'm going to read it for you now. It's called it says, We are the dead. Yesterday we walked the street and begged for jobs and prayed for meat and bread. We smelled the pungence of the sod, new turned, and dewy violets that burned. Their timid lamps at close of day to light the poor their weary way to rest. We saw the flaming sun go down, and Saturn don his silver crown, low in the west. We asked, but the surcease from the dread, cold clutch of poverty instead. Men waved the flag and shouted red, but oh, today this bomb pocket beach is red with blood that all and each of us who died gave willingly. We hung Old Glory's sacred bars on the glittering cross of the southern stars, and we wrote on the scroll of the shell-shocked sky, this message to you from those who die for liberty. We are the dead. Yesterday we walked the street, a lawn to mow, a roof to treat, for bread. Today we lie where Stukas dive down from the sky, where shrapnel screams and vultures eye, the dead. What then shall be promised fee? What then shall be the promised fee of us who die to keep you free? Shrines and sonnets to the dead, soldier's tomb, or life and bread, and equity for unborn sons. We shall not see through freedom's runs, in tranquil lands where songbirds sing, where airmen dip a friendly wing to those who toil, and plowmen turn the peaceful soil. We are the dead. My granddad wrote that, H.R. Frazier. And like I said, it appeared in the Country Bard in the winter of 1942, in the New York Herald Tribune, 1944. I may not have read that very well. I'm not a professional reader. But anyway, I wanted to read this last week and got sidetracked. But with all the things going on in this country, yeah, we are the dead. What does it say? It says a lot on this one page. I mean, the guys who were mowing their lawns and planting their gardens, just trying to eat. You know, the days back during the Depression, which my granddad was an adult back during the Depression. And that says a lot. And unfortunately, there are a whole lot of very thankless individuals who reside within these borders that we all share, called the United States of America, could give a rat's ass less about anybody that sacrificed anything. All they really care is what kind of freebies can they get or what can they steal. They don't give a damn about anything. These people gave it all. Granddad was there, he lived it. There was an event, Guadalcanal. The first wave, they were wiped out to the very last man. The second wave, they were walking on the bodies of the guys from the first wave in the sand, in the surf. Granddad was in the Seabees, and he was in the second wave of Guadalcanal, pulling bodies of those troops out of the sand. Tough stuff. And so many of these dirtbags that murder each other every day in the big city streets and the smaller towns over nothing but a pair of shoes. Forget the color of your skin. They don't like the color of your clothes. And they're whacking people over nothing. A lot of these stupid idiots today have no idea what so many people in our military and our first responders for decades, for centuries, what they sacrificed. And a lot of these dirtbags should give two rats' ass less. Anyway, my granddad wrote this back during the war. It's called We Are the Dead. I wanted you to hear it. Thanks for listening.